One thing I wish was I was capable of doing better, but it's just really not an easy thing to do, is being able to like rewind time. Like, oh, check out how they were doing at my Red Sox, or check out how they were doing my Eagles. And you mostly just have to take my word for it, right? But before you watch this next clip, you tell me if this type of treatment of your team's starting quarterback would have sat right with you after you watched this guy throw 7 touchdowns in a single game and donate his jersey to the fucking Hall of Fame.
Extra week to rehab.
Light reps for the normal players. Meditation for Tom's Colt.
Okay, thanks. Here's my special mind power. Tom.
Mariota to Mariota and the Tennessee Mariotas.
Hey guys, am I good now?
Sure. I mean, I think
Definitely
so.
better than.
Guy, we don't have a quarterback.
What the f*** are we going to do?
Nicholas, come closer. There's one thing I need you to do for me.
You need me to win the Super Bowl?
No, just hand the ball off and try not to lose points.
How are you missing? Nick, you scored 7 TDs once.
I think I used up all my touchdowns that game.
Okay, let's do some footwork. All right, catch the bird.
You'd always start Nate Sudfeld. He did score 0 points last game. Keep going, Nick.
Nick, go up the stairs like in the movie.
Philadelphia.
Yo, this is like supposed to be out here, you know what I mean?
The Nick Foles story is called Believe It. You gotta love it. Also, as far as like the coding, that sort of stuff, I didn't mention, so he threw for 406 yards. It's 46 and a 49-20 victory, so got the flip on it too, 64, 49, 46, all that sort of good stuff. This dude feels just fucking right. I like him even better now than I did the first time when I was telling everybody he was going to do it. Foles, you can't be afraid to fail. Coach loves that spirit. Always give it a chance. Also, I believe in Saint Nick. Hey, is Christmas time rolling around? Do you think Saint Nick's going to deliver a present or two for our Cleveland Browns and save their season? So, of course, we love our statues, and I imagine this is probably the best evidence for like our more visual type learners, as opposed to, the math, logical types that like to think stuff through. People who just want to see it and see the proof. This is probably seeing the proof right here. So they built a Nick Foles statue, right? Look where it was. It was in Lot K. You had to like know who Nick Foles was, go out of your way to find him, all that sort of stuff, just kind of tucked away, right? Well, look, they've relocated it. Boom. Prime real estate, yo. Look at that view. They did it just right. Now Foles is back on. Look, the Colts signed him last year. The Colts signed Flacco this year. Are the Browns and Colts doing a little QB swap there? Also, as far as like numbers for the Lions, so we got the 2150 Super Bowl. Coach is calling that one a dead ringer. He's positive on that. You drop the 1 and the 0, you get 25, just like 2025. They can think of it like a 100-year anniversary as well. They didn't do 1925. Lions weren't in the league yet. Just a way of making up for it, right? So that one was important. We'll do it twice, basically, right? But also, I always saw it as weird, like, hey, where's the 50? All the teams that get all the 5s, even teams that don't get the 5s, there's usually, like, they get a random 50. Or a 55, right? 5s mostly seem to be neutral. So it's like, you're telling me the Lions get all these 5s, but there's no just 50, and there's your 2150, right? So we like it all the way around, and it's just like, what do you know? Like, Coach has been telling you drop 1s and 0s, and you take those 2 away. It makes it even better trick that a lot of other people wouldn't have caught, right? Video was an absolute pain in the ass. I've tried to edit at least 10 times at this point, and finally had it all geared up to make sure I got it cut all back to back and tight. And I recorded a whole like 30-second clip or whatever without the fucking mic on, so I had to redo the whole fucking thing. So try to do my best with what that was. I wanted to say, so he was born in 89. That's the 86 coding. I was gonna say we need him to have worn number 7 at some point, and he did. Look, I didn't even notice that till just now, but I knew that we needed that. So check it out. This makes it absolutely a no-doubter for me. 4 and 9 together, that's our 46, 64, 49, 94, all that sort of good stuff. 5 and 4, that's our 2045 brownies. 5 and 7, 1957, 2075, right? 4 and 7, that's our 2047 trick that we do all the time. Whatever they do with the perfect number for the 777 shit. So that's just fucking awesome. I'm glad we had to redo this. See, everything, God works in serious ways, right? 25 consecutive pass completions was actually what I was impressed with. I want to know who he's tied with there. 68% playoff completion record, right? 86 passer rating. Like, we like this dude a lot. He's a fucking man. Oh, here we go. Close it out with a bang. So what's my favorite part of all of this? Well, if you'll recall, my motivation for going back into the sports while I was completely out of the realm. I was working on like animals and lyrics and all that sort of stuff. I wasn't doing sports whatsoever. Hadn't watched a sporting event in years. You know what I mean? Not even joking. I was way, way, way out of the loop. That's how much work coach has done to caught up. And why sometimes he sounds like a little bit out of his element, but then he catches up right away, and it's something that might have been obvious to someone who's been following closer, right? Now, what started all of this was my buddy placing a $200 bet on the Eagles to win the Super Bowl because they improved at a position of strength. You know, it seemed like way overkill. Like, how could they possibly lose, right? When sure enough, it was just the old script for Andy Reid to get revenge over his former team and prove that the Eagles were wrong for firing Reid. They probably would have won it with him, right? Well, what else does Nick Foles coming back and winning and getting there for the Browns prove? It would prove that the Eagles were wrong letting him go as well, because even though maybe Foles doesn't stay, like, you know, our bet is that he gets injured, right? He breaks his hand or something, right? But let's assume even if he does get all the way there and lose it, or, you know, it's almost certainly going to be an injury excuse. I'm sold on that. But let's say somehow like he loses it, whatever, it still would beg the argument, like, well, wouldn't the Eagles have just been better keeping Foles this whole time? Like, look, Jalen Hurts just fumbled a very winnable game away in the Super Bowl. Like, wouldn't Foles have won that Super Bowl? So I just love that it all comes full circle. Nothing else could possibly work this season but this for me. I need Foles. I need Bridgewater to a lesser extent, but definitely Foles. I'm fully sold on Foles at this point. But like I said, I really, really, really want to see Bridgewater versus Hendon in the Super Bowl. I could totally see Zappy winning a game. Totally see Tannehill winning a game. You can even drag Joe Flacco in if he gets cut. Have him win a game. Whatever fucking clown shit you want to do. But Foles has to win something major. Have Foles beat the Chiefs even. Yeah. Yeah. Foles beats Wentz in the playoffs when it fucking matters. Or even Mahomes. Who fucking cares? Have them beat them both. Have Foles on the team. Like, right, you know, I know on Christmas the Steelers are playing Chiefs, so I can't remember exactly where we are. But have Foles on that team. Have him beat backup Wentz. Have him beat Mahomes too. Somehow get injured against the Broncos, but Teddy Bridgewater comes in and saves the day because Teddy was on the Broncos, right? And he comes in and goes under to his you know, his Lions, who he still loves and respects, and is close buddies with all them, and then they get to shake and cry, and he still goes off and parties with them after the game, even though he fucking lost. I had to redo this whole thing, and I still didn't do the 9 and the 7 for the 76 Rocky coding, right? That was the one we wanted to begin with. Oh, and look, Miracle on 34th Street was 1947, so Foles gets that 47, 7.9 for the Rocky coding as well. But yeah. And for me, this is the absolute proof as well. Like, so the Steelers got rid of Rudolph, right? And I'll bet Rudolph pulls out a win on Christmas Day for whatever team he's on right now, right? I can't remember off the top of my head. But basically, he was like, man, Steelers play the Chiefs on Christmas this year. Like, he was trying to figure out some sort of conspiracy, and his ultimately fell flat, but he was onto something. You know, he's the one that thought the Rudolph saves Christmas to begin with, and he ultimately realized, like, it's going to be something different this year, you know, and he was thinking it's going to result in a playoff win. I don't think so whatsoever. Right now, so obviously they got to do the memes with Rudolph Saves Christmas. He saved it with a big win over the Bengals. Of course, it inspired so many jokes. So first off, what's better, Rudolph or Saint Nick? Who's going to deliver the better Christmas, right? Rudolph can show up without Santa Claus. I don't think much awesome is really happening, right? You're going home with a loss to the Bills, right? Now, as far as, oh yeah, but like it's like the Steelers, division rival. They get Rudolph to show up a year early, and Saint Nick comes and saves, Believe Land, the only place that actually fucking believes anymore. You know what I mean? Like, he's gonna come in and save Believe Land with old Saint Nick. You think that's gonna break social media? Officially gonna be the last clip I'm cutting into this one. Just wanted to give y'all an absolute banger before heading to work. So Patrick Mahomes' new teammate Carson Wentz blames Andy Reid and Nick Foles for joining the Chiefs. So he's still bitter about the situation, but we saw that Nick Foles has forgiven and forgotten. He's got no resentment. Last year there wrote an article around this time. This was way back in 2013. Very interesting. I didn't realize that's way back in 2013. The Chiefs were looking for Foles. Okay? And then now when the Chiefs and Reid were together this past offseason, like last year, this year, they were thinking about getting Foles. Okay? And let's see. Very interesting. Foles' first game as a starter for the Jaguars, he goes up against Andy Reid, the coach who drafted him in 2012, right? Foles, like I said, also played for the Rams, the Cleveland Rams, right? Very, very interesting stuff. So appreciate you for watching this one.